Hi there, Lee Farnell here, and thanks for listening to Leading Your Best Life. Now, today we're going to talk about telephone inquiries. The reason is I'm sitting here listening to some call recordings from a client whose business is going okay, but could be actually doubled, and I'm listening to a lovely person answering the phone with little or no idea about how to convert an incoming inquiry into business. And I've got to tell you, I'm frustrated, and therefore I'm moving into action to turn the negative to a positive, to turn it into a teaching point to help not only you, but then I've made 3 or 4 pages of notes just listening to those 3 or 4 calls. Oh my goodness. Stay tuned and listen to this. This could make you a lot of money. Okay, well, welcome back. As I said, I'm sitting here, I'm just listening to a number of call recordings, this fantastic program that one of my other clients has got that records phone calls and where the leads come from, and then that records the call, and then I've just listened to them. Now, let me just go through what I heard on this. One of the calls. Firstly, I couldn't understand what the person was saying when they introduced themselves. They said their name so quickly. And one of the principles we know is people remember the last thing you say on the phone. So you don't say, "This is Lee speaking." It's, "Hi, this is Lee," or "This is Lee Farnell," or "This is Lee." The other thing we know is people need to hear the consonant. So if you don't say your name, "This is Lee," "This is Mary," "This is John," versus "This is John," "This is John," "This is Bob," "This is Jack," "This is Mohammed," you need to say it a little slower. People need to hear you. The other point I want to teach right away is check questions. The importance of finishing off sharing a piece of information. We have availability next Monday or Tuesday. Not we have availability next Monday or Tuesday. It's we have availability next Monday or Tuesday. Which day works best for you? In other words, you finish off with a question. You ask empowering questions. You ask questions where the prospect makes decisions. Your purpose of taking that call is to discover their needs, work out if you can help them or not, work out if you can take the problem off their hands, and get a booking, get a commitment, get them to come in to see you. I noticed here the person saying, "No, we're full." Well, we're full, but you could do this, and therefore you could then get in. Not even then, you could then get in. Would that work for you? I'm going to get this person to practice check questions. Would that work for you? How does that sound to you? Does that make sense to you? But let me just go through 7 things that every business should be doing when handling an income inquiry, whether it's dog boarding or storage or gym or dentist or doctor or physiotherapist. This is it. Point 1, answer like you are expecting them to call. Tone beats script. You want to be answering with a smile. "Hi, great, thanks." It genuinely changes your voice. In fact, some people even have mirrors in front of the phone so that you're smiling. Use an energy and a certainty. Not, "Hello, who's that? Thanks for calling Mary and Bob's stay." I'm not, because it's actually used something here similar to a client, so I'm not going to do that. This is Sarah. How can I help you? This is Sarah. This is Mary. How can I help? People decide in the first 5 seconds whether you're professional, trustworthy, and worth listening to. So that first 5 seconds makes all the difference. So get good at your first 5 seconds. 2, take control early without sounding salesy or cheesy. And how do you do that? 1, you acknowledge their request. "Aha, so you're looking for a haircut. Or you're looking for your dog to be boarded. Oh, really? You've got a legal problem. Okay," then you guide the conversation. "Absolutely, I can help with that." They want to hear, "Yes, of course we can help. We can help you with that. But before I give you prices, before I give you availability," this is it, "can I ask you a couple of quick questions to make sure that we're the right fit? Can I ask you a couple of questions to make sure that we really can help you?" You get permission to ask questions. That single line separates amateurs from closers. Now, point 3, find out why now. Because urgency is leverage. What prompted you to call us today? What prompted you to call us? What a great point. What prompted you to call us today? What's happening with your dog or your storage or your car that made this important right now? So it might be, if it's dog boarding, it's an upcoming trip, or dog boarding, the dog's just bitten the kid. Storage, I'm moving, or I'm downsizing, or I'm just sick of the junk around the house. Gym, I've had a health scare. I've just come back from the doctor and they said I need to lose weight, or I got to look after my health. Or gym, I'm frustrated, or I want to build my confidence, or I hate looking at myself in the mirror, or I just put my bathers on and they don't fit. People don't buy services, they buy relief from problems and outcomes. Listen to this again. People don't buy services, they buy relief and they buy outcomes. So find out what the relief is they want relief from and what the outcomes are that they want, and then you tell them how you can help them. How you can help them and what value that is to them. 4, qualify without interrogating. You're not being nosy, but you are being professional. Find out who it's for, who's it for? Me, my dog, my kid, my cat, my husband, my wife, my car, and what success looks like for them. What does success look like for them? We can go away on a holiday. The house now looks neat because we've got everything in storage. We've packed everything up. It makes it look easier. And what have you tried before? What have you tried before? Because from that, what have you tried before is, what did you like about what you tried before, and what is it you didn't like about what you tried before? You start to discover their buying criteria. You do some needs discovery. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions just to make sure that we're the right fit, just to make sure that we can get you the right solution? Is that okay with you? Bob, Mary, use their name. Example, have you used a service like this before? Have you used a service like this before? What would a great outcome look like for you? What would a great result look like for you? And what's been frustrating you up until now with dog training or cat training or car service or gym or health? This tells you how to position your solution, because you've discovered their need, their pain point, their problem, their buying criteria. And you're coming from a position of, we want to help, we can help, we are the experts at helping. So you sell outcomes, not features. Never lead with price. Never lead with opening hours. Never lead with how many square meters you've got available. Never lead with class timetables. Translate your features into life improvement. So dog boarding, you've got peace of mind while you're away. You've got peace of mind when you walk down the park with your dog. You've got peace of mind while the kids are around. Storage, you've got space back in your home and way less stress. In the gym, you've now got energy, you've now got confidence, and you're feeling proud and you love the look of your body again. How would that sound to you, Mary or Bob? Translate features into life improvements. People remember how you make them feel. People remember how you make them feel, not what you offer. 6, give a clear recommendation. As the saying goes, indecision kills sales. So after listening, you say, well, based on what you've told me, what I'd recommend is. Based on what you told me, what I'd recommend is. Not based on what you told me, what I'd do is. No, based on what you've told me, what I'd recommend is. How does that sound to you, Mary? So what you recommend, and you finish off with a check question. This positions you as an expert, as a guide, as a trusted advisor. Now, some of these calls I've listened to, I've made the note. You're an information giver. You're giving out a whole pile of information, not closing on any of it, not using check questions on any of it, versus a trusted advisor. You're not an information giver. You are an information giver, then checking how does that information work for them. Does that make sense? Would that work for you? Can you see value in that? Would that give you a good result? Then explain why that option suits them. So the reason I recommend that is people say, well, the moment you say why or because, you just take the absorption of your information to a whole other level. Cialdini in his work on influence showed the moment you say why or because, it changes the absorption and the acceptance of what you're saying. And then you go, how does that sound to you? So explain why with the option that suits them best. Based on what you've told me, what I'd recommend is, and the reason for that is, why that is, because you do it briefly and confidently, and then you finish off with a check question. How does that sound to you? What would work best for you? Next Wednesday or next Thursday, or March 28th or April 5th? Which one's going to work best for you? You're doing the alternative choice close. And 7, always closed with the next step. Always close with the next step. And I've just heard this here. Go to the website and then get back to us. No. Control the process. You are the buying facilitator, not the information giver, hoping that something then sticks. We call that spaghetti disease. You just throw a whole lot of information at them, hope some of it sticks. No. You've got to calibrate. You've got to check. So always close with the next step. That's why in POMVIC, NS means next step. Never end with, let me know if you've got any questions. Or you have a think about it and get back to me. Or go to the website and then let me know. No. Always move forward. Always move the sale forward. Book the visit. Lock in a start date. Reserve a spot. Schedule an assessment. Get the credit card number. So example, the next best step is for you to book in a time to visit next week. So would tomorrow or Thursday work best for you? Momentum, moving the process forward, moving the sale forward is your role as the person at the other end of the phone, and keep control of the process. You see, the problem is this. Most businesses don't need more leads. They need to stop wasting the leads they already have. Let me say that again. Most businesses don't need more leads. They need to stop wasting the leads that they already have. So, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about phone training? What are you going to do about giving your people the tools to answer the phone and stop wasting leads? And I note here, I've literally got a workbook that I call, I did this program with one of my insurance broker friends a while ago, Telephone Selling for Professionals, a short program that we did, everything from how to handle the incoming call, the outgoing call, 8 tips on the telephone, $1 million questions, tips and scripts for dealing with telephone inquiries, understanding different personality styles, gaining permission to ask questions, softening questions, the flipper question, the hook questions, telephone standards to get the order, check questions to test the temperature. This is fantastic. Open questions, which are open questions, open minds, open hearts, and open wallets. The power of stories, metaphors, examples, facts, did you knows, and a personal action plan from this workshop. Then there's recommended reading. So it's a super powerful workbook, and I think there might have been some audio tapes that went with it, audio programs that went with it. If you want to find out more about that, do touch base, take action in the show notes. What I might do is put this up online, but take action. 92 to 97% of business is done on the phone, at least initially, to get face-to-face. So get good at the phone and watch your sales results soar. Hope this helps. I'm Lee Farnell. Thanks for listening. Lead your best life. Get good on the phone. See you next time. Share this with others, will you? Oh, by the way, if you like what we've done here, then do share it with friends and do click like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.